A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Friday, September 29th. SUNY Chancellor Dr. John King welcomed Buckley to her new role as the educational leader in Ulster County. This is an auspicious and joyous occasion to celebrate a university that underpins this community and a new president who is to lift it to even greater heights, said King. Buckley shared her views of how community colleges can nurture residents to reach goals for themselves and enhance the communities where they live and work.
I've elected, to move.
I see the characteristics critical for our success at SUNY Ulster. The close ties to the community, a culture of workforce collaboration deep within our DNA, academic excellence at a reasonable price.
Buckley joined the college last summer. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. It officially opened as of this week. Project Discovery for Children with Diverse Needs in Port Jervis now has double its former classroom space, a new gym, and so-called tiny toilets. All are part of its new preschool facility at 197 Jersey Avenue. Project Discovery's new facility includes an adjoining outreach center with new freezers, refrigerators, and an expanded storage and monthly distribution space. Mary Moran, Executive Director of Easter Seals of New York, praised the work of Project Discovery staff and what she said has been yeoman's work.
Welcome all of you to what we think is the most exciting thing that has ever happened to early childhood in this community.
Jim Malatros, Chief Strategy Officer and Senior Vice President for Education at Easter Seals New York, said after 23 years of Easter Seals serving Port Jervis, the expansion will help fill more of the need and continue to bring sense of empowerment for all that it serves. Orange County's fiscal and environmental stress scores continue to improve, according to a report issued by State Controller Thomas DiNapoli, which evaluated the financial conditions of municipalities throughout the state. County Executive Stephen Newhouse says the report is great news and demonstrates that his administration's conservative fiscal policies are making a difference for county taxpayers. The Controller's report analyzes fiscal categories such as assigned, unappropriated, and unassigned fund balance, gross expenditures, gross revenues, personal service, and employee benefits, as well as debt service. More news right after this.
Find over 100 retailers allowing you to spend hours shopping safely at the Galleria at Crystal Run. Enjoy the big brands and the diverse selection of family-owned stores all in one location. The Galleria at Crystal Run offers dining options for everyone with Fuji 110 Grill, Allen's Mediterranean Grill, and Peru Cuisine. Discover the Mid-Hudson Valley's premier shopping, dining, and entertainment destination, the Galleria at Crystal Run. For more information, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com.
A 14-year-old female student at the Heritage Middle School in New Windsor was, quote, out of control, screaming, threatening others, and throwing items around the office, according to a report by New Windsor Town Police, who investigated the 9:42 a.m. incident on Tuesday. A highly redacted copy of the official report was obtained by Mid-Hudson News. It said a mobile response team was called in to assist in calming the child down. As the incident unfolded in the principal's office, there was a report that a knife was involved, but that was disproven. That same evening, the school board met and was not briefed about the incident, according to a source. The information was apparently readily available as the school principal and assistant principal were on the scene of the incident, the police report stated. With that rumor circulating on social media, Superintendent of Schools Dr. Jackie Lynn Manning Campbell called the rumor reckless and disparaging for our students and entire school community, especially at Heritage Middle School. Dr. Allison Buckley was formally installed yesterday in a ceremony as the 7th president of SUNY Ulster, as the community college celebrates the 60th anniversary of its founding this year. State Department of Environmental Conservation Commissioner Basil Sagos has announced that bow hunting season for deer and bear begins in this area on Sunday, October 1st. He said New York State is home to great opportunities for bow hunters to venture afield in a variety of habitats. He said with mild weather and longer days, the early bow season is an ideal time to be in the woods and introduce new hunters to deer and bear hunting. A rally by nurses and supporters in front of Vassar Brothers Medical Center in Poughkeepsie on Thursday was a response to a plan by the hospital to lay off nurses. The union says Nuvance, the parent company of Vassar, is laying off 14 nurses at the Poughkeepsie Hospital. The cuts are replacing the 4 placement unit and the ambulatory surgery unit. The hospital denies the union's claim. The nurses' union says the cuts come at a time when the hospital is frequently understaffed, putting quality patient care at risk. Assemblyman Jonathan Jacobson was at a rally and is familiar with the staffing issues at the hospital. He says Vassar's got to get its act together.
This makes no sense at all because Vassar Brothers has been complaining that they have a shortage of nurses. They have not complied with the safe staffing law that we passed a couple of years ago. Also, the wait time at the emergency room at Vassar is an hour and a half more than other regional hospitals.
The hospital disputes the nurses' union claim that the nurses in the affected units are not being laid off. Vassar spokesman John Nelson says it's a restructuring. Poughkeepsie City Mayor Mark Nelson is leaving city government when his term expires in December. Nelson is in contract negotiations with the town of Simsbury, Connecticut, for the position of town manager in January. He says he'll be leaving the city at the beginning of next year.
I've elected, to move on to a new opportunity, moving back to Connecticut, to work in a very historic and beautiful town called Simsbury. It's a suburb of Hartford where I worked before I came here.
Nelson started as finance commissioner in Poughkeepsie in 2016, followed by appointment as city administrator under former mayor Rob Rollison. Rollison was sworn in as a state senator this past January, making Nelson the mayor for this year. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today is brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.